What's up guys, Enigma Av here. With the lantern right around the corner, now is the perfect time for players to start Genshin Impact. So here's a beginner guide for those of you who are new to the game. Before you start playing Genshin Impact, there are a few things to consider. Are you playing just for the story, or are you planning to be an ongoing player? Either way is fine, but if you plan on being a long-term player to the game, it's highly recommended that you put at least 30 minutes into the game every day while you're not enjoying the story. Otherwise, just play the game at your own pace. The best advice I can give you is to just enjoy the game. Don't rush anything because the game is extremely fun. But once you finish all of the content, there's not a whole lot of in-game content besides the Spiral Abyss, but I'll go over that a bit later. Although I said not to rush to AR rank 14. This will unlock daily commissions and will be a part of your daily 30 minutes that I mentioned earlier. You will get 4 quests daily that will give you Primo Gems. This is what you will use to pull for characters. Remember to turn in your commissions after you clear them all. You'll get about 60 Primo Gems this way. Consider if you want to purchase the Welkin Moon and Battle Pass. I've purchased it each patch, which can amount to around $15 to $20 per update, but it is a massive increase to your Primo Gem count. The Battle Pass will give you a powerful 4-star weapon as well. Their ranking in power is as follows. If you have any questions about the weapons, just ask in the comments below and I will get back to you. The Battle Pass gives you a massive amount of rewards as well, and the Welkin gives you roughly $50 worth of Primo Gems for only $5 over a 30-day span. You don't have to get it from day one, but if you feel like you will invest in the game, and only if you can afford a few dollars here, it is worth it. Any other Primo Gem offer generally isn't worth it. That includes packages and top-ups. You do have the double top-up offers if you've never spent money on Primo Gems, however. Don't overindulge in purchasing Primo Gems unless you can really afford it. Be responsible. Remember, you can't play Genshin Impact from under a bridge. Each month, you'll be able to go to Paimon's Bargain in the shop, and you'll be able to go to Stardust Exchange, and you can exchange the Stardust that you actually get from doing regular wishes for some Acquaint Fates and Intertwined Fates. You'll also get Masterless Star Glitter, which you can use to actually get a few wishes. Spend your Resin. Resin works as a stamina system in Genshin Impact. As soon as you have access to Resin, use it. I'd recommend that you first do gold and experience ley lines, or you can fight bosses for the level up material that you need for the specific characters that you want. Do not max level any of your characters. There are a few exceptions to this case, specifically defense scaling characters, because the boost is worth it for them, and animal characters because they scale off of elemental mastery. You will do more reaction damage if the character is a higher level. Otherwise, leveling a character to 90 is a complete waste of resources. You'll get maybe a 3 to 5% damage gain for a huge amount of resources. I've only max level 2 characters, and that's my main, is Zhao and Albedo, because he scales off of defense. It takes so much resources to max level a character, so spending your resources on talents and artifacts are a much better and efficient way. You only want to raise your supports to about level 60 or 70 when you're at a low adventure rank, and then when you finally finish leveling up everything across your account as far as artifacts and everything like that, then you can consider raising them to level 80. You only want to raise the Ascension level to max on a few supports, and that's only to raise their talent levels if they're really good, like Jingling and Bennett. Don't waste your resources on characters that you don't want to raise. Every character is viable when raised enough, but certain characters need massive, heavy investment to be good. So some characters may not be worth raising. Now still, if it's your favorite character, by all means use it. You're playing this game to have fun, but carefully consider who you want to invest in. You can always use 90% of resources from level up weapons and artifacts to feed into other weapons and artifacts, but with characters, once it's used, you won't get it back. As you're going through the game, you'll want to actually utilize the Genshin interactive map is going to tell you the location of the Oculus, the Geo-Oculus and Anemoculus that are in each region, and you can actually mark them off so you can actually collect them all. You're going to have a lot of trouble if you don't mark them off because there's a lot of them, like roughly 200. You can also use the interactive map to actually see where certain items are located if you're having trouble finding them on the map for your character Ascension material and a few other things. A link for the interactive map can be found in the video description below. It's important to not spend any resin on artifact domains until adventure rank 45. Artifacts are your gear in Genshin Impact, and it's definitely not worth spending resin on domains because you can't guarantee a 5-star artifact. If you wait and save your fragile resin, which is basically free condensed resin that you can use at any time, you would have gotten a hell of a lot more artifacts. You see, each time your world level increases, the loot you get from using resin is increased. So at AR 45, you will be able to guarantee a 5-star artifact on every run. And at AR 50, you'll guarantee a 5-star from the bosses as well. Do not spend your intertwined fates or primo gems on any banner unless you want the specific character. So wishes and primo gems are a finite resource and it's scarce unless you're a whale. It's important to plan out which characters you want and not just pull on every banner that you see. Your intertwined fates are for the luxury once every year or so characters, so it's important to not waste them on character banners that you don't even want. The same for primo gems because you will be able to use the primo gems on event banners. You're free to use all of your quaint fates however, because the standard banner never changes. So all in all, save your intertwined fates for the characters that you really want. Characters and weapon banners have a pity system. Once you reach 90 pulls on the character banner and 80 pulls on the weapon banner, you will guarantee a 5-star. However, it's more realistic to get it at around 75 to 80 pulls on the character banner and 65 to 70 pulls on the weapon banner, which is a soft pity. The pity is saved on each banner, so if you pull 40 on one banner, then you'll have 40 on the next character banner that's released. Also, if you fail to get the character that you want on a character banner, then the next 5-star character that you get is guaranteed to be the banner character. Also, the weapon banner is a scam. Unless you really want to, or are prepared to lose the 50-50 2 times, do not pull on the weapon banner. When you gain access to the entire map, make sure you get your character level up materials for the characters that you decide to raise. You want to use all your resin before adventure rank 45 on raising your character's talents, ascension, weapon material, and level. Once you reach adventure rank 45, you'll then want to farm strictly artifacts so you can power up your characters. Artifacts are the sole major boost to your character's overall power. In the meantime, you will get artifacts here and there. Just raise what you can and use what you can. Whatever works, works. Talents are extremely important, and for any skill, it's normally worth raising it if it's used. For your support characters, you generally don't want to raise their normal attacks because you really don't use their normal attacks, and certain character skills aren't really worth raising as well. Raising a viable skill to level 8 is good if you use the character often. Level 6 is a decent stopping point if their skill or burst isn't quite good. You can leave their normal attacks at 1 however. The Spiral Abyss is considered the endgame of Genshin Impact, besides certain events. It's where you can really put your characters to the test for the hardest content in the game. It resets every 2 weeks on the 1st and the 16th, and it will give you a nice amount of primo gems depending on how far you get. If you are just starting, you won't have to worry about clearing the whole thing with max store or stars. But you'll want to try to clear it as far as possible for the rewards. If you find it difficult, don't stress clearing it. The Abyss has 8 levels initially, and you can clear those pretty early on, but floor 9 through 12 reset every 2 weeks as I mentioned. For each 3 stars that you get, you'll get 50 primo gems, so this is a perfect place for you to get used to the game mechanics and feel the stress of a timed trial. In my opinion, It is the funnest part of Genshin Impact, but also the most stressful, especially for new players, so don't stress it. If you find that you're not even close to clearing, then settle for whatever score you get. You won't be able to clear 412 until you're adventure rank 50 and have a decent amount of characters built. I was able to clear it the first time at adventure rank 45, so if you're good at the game, you'll manage, but keep in mind, I did Abyss for 5 hours a day for 7 days straight to beat 412 with 9 stars for the very first time. Now, it takes me a few hours a day. Those were the days. Take your time to get used to the game mechanics. It took me about 2 weeks to get used to the controls and mechanics of the game, but take it at your own pace. You'll discover many things on your own as you play the game. As an estimate, by the release of this video, if you play for about 5 hours every day, you should have around 2 months worth of content. Now I know most of us don't play that much per day, so there's a ton of stuff to do, so just enjoy the game. And that's my beginner guide for Genshin Impact. All in all, just enjoy the huge world, the characters, and take it at your own pace. Don't feel like you have to rush anything, because once the story is over, you'll have to wait for more content. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. Until next time, Enigma out.